get one. It's just like I want to get one. I don't know if they'll make another one, but I I would just love to have it because it's different. It's not. I think this is the thing with these homebrew games is all this work goes into it. Can they find a way to like make 10 of them or make 5 of them like they did with the Matrix that time? Um, I don't know. I don't know. We're letting people come back on YouTube because I had to restart the YouTube because I hit the damn this cable sucks. I'm gonna order one right now. I'm gonna order one right now because this cable being busted continues to annoy me. Let me just order it right now. Sure, USB mic cable. All right. All right. Okay. I should have done this weeks ago. By now. Oh my god. Like the fact that you have to like sign in with like 5 things now is like so annoying. Like, oh my god, now I gotta take a picture of this thing to like what happened to the world? Picture. Then it's gonna make me sign in on my phone. All right, place my order. Give me my damn mic. All right, it's coming tomorrow. All right. Let's share a screen. Okay. So I'm looking at the game. I'm trying to stay away from this cable so we don't have to do this again. Um, no, I would like I want to play this game. First glance at it, um, I like the low pan down in the corner, or I mean the middle. I mean the overall vibe of this game is super fun. Um, Brian Allen's definitely got his Brian Allen art style. I'm always on the fence depending on what the theme is when Brian does caricatures because like they just always seem like they just are like exploding in this like I don't know, like more like Ren and Stimpy kind of like facial expressions. Everyone's like screaming, eyes bulging out. Like I'm just Brian, I'm like on certain things it looks good. I have to see this in person. Like if I zoom in on the art here, let's go here. I'm like, yeah, it's like everyone's screaming. It's like uh it is a little over the top, but I like I just love this theme. Like I don't really care. Like I want this game. Like I want a Big Trouble in Little China pinball machine. From a mech standpoint, we haven't seen much yet in terms of like what the mechs do in the game. But you know, it's definite the skull's like taken over. If we go up here, I mean, there's not much in it. Am I wrong? Like where there's like a scoop. There's a scoop here, under here. Like this just looks like a drop target. I don't know. This looks like another drop target. This just looks like, is that another flipper there? It's a 3 flipper game. This shot goes across here. So like, yeah, when people were like, "Oh yeah, like this is killing Star Wars." I'm like, "Come on, guys, like simmer down. Like this isn't this isn't killing Star Wars for anybody. I think there's, like, too much. Let me give some constructive criticism here. Where's the Pork Chop Express? Like, where's the iconic truck? Like, there's too much of what's in the game right now is simply, like, like Lopan's chamber is, like, 90% of what's being represented in this game. Would have liked to have seen the Pork Chop Express. Would have liked, like, Raiden to fire lightning, and also, like, that guy that, like, expands. I would have liked a mech for that guy to, like, blow up. I don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think there's anything physically in this game that's bringing those gods to life. Like Lopan, for example, like, his whole thing was he's like 8 feet tall, and he sort of, like, rises up. Like, having a Lopan come up from under the playfield to bash, like, I don't know. I'm It looks very basic, and I'm sure it's gonna be fun with the assets, but mechanically, I just don't see much in it mechanically. Now, I guess the question I have for these homebrew guys is, is it, can you take, like, a mech from an old game and reuse it in a new design? Like, for example, like, could you take, for example, the disappearing magnet genie from Totem and make that Lopan, and you bash him and then the ball disappears? Could you do stuff like that? Like, could you turn the Totem lamp into a rotating Pork Chop Express where you got to turn the truck around enough times? I'm just curious because, like, sometimes I look at some of these all original design homebrews and I'm like, yeah, it really shows, though, the limitations of not having mechanical engineers in a game. Yeah, but Wayne, if they're doing a one-off homebrew, like, everything in the game is illegal. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, why couldn't they just yank the best mechs from existing games and reuse them where it makes sense in a game like this? That's the part I don't get. And it might actually be easier to do like what they did with Ferris Bueller's Day Off and just take a good game and reskin it. The Pork Chop Express is the entire outside of the game. The cat, yeah, okay, okay. I mean, I saw that, but here's my thing, Dan. If the cabinet's the Pork Chop Express, then the topper should have been like the 18 wheeler. You know what I'm saying, Dan? Like, why would you make the cabinet the Pork Chop Express and not have like the 18 wheeler, on the top, like the way an 18 wheeler has the lights and the exhaust pipe and like, make it look like the top of an 18 wheeler. I if you, because just throwing Raiden up there, I don't know, I'm a stickler for, like, details and consistency. Also having, like, different artists on like Brian Allen. I don't know. I think all the art should be from the same artist too. I just, again, like, I don't mixing and mashing to me is not my favorite. But again, absolutely labor of love project. I can't wait to play it at Expo. I'm super happy they made it, and it's cool to see this stuff. It's really cool to see this stuff. So, congrats to all those guys who worked on it. I think they've been working on it for a year because I remember talking to the guy after Expo last year, um, and told him I would have loved to have been a part of a project like this just to see, like, hey, what ideas do you have? Like, I've watched this movie like 1,000 times. All right, but I got people yesterday that were like, man, like Big Trouble in Little China makes Star Wars look like crap, and I'm just like, come on, man, simmer down, simmer down. No, it doesn't. Star Wars makes Star Wars look like crap. Like, we don't need another pin to do that for it. Poor Star Wars. Poor Stern Pinball. I almost want to, like, put Stern Pinball on my lap and just rock it back. You guys so good for the last 20 years. You kept pinball alive all these years. You've lost your way. you've lost your way, you turned your back on your loyal customers, and you overcharge for a platform that's not innovative enough, and your games are looking really cheap for the amount of money they are. Poor Stern. Okay, time to go to bed, Stern. It's like they need to punch back. And we're going to see if Stern Pinball has what it takes to punch back. Because they didn't punch back with King Kong, they did not punch back with Star Wars. The Walking Dead Remastered, I already know from people who have seen the game that it's not gonna do what they need it to do. And then, if the rumor is like Elliot Eisman's Transformers G1 is like, I mean, you know me, I love Transformers G1. I don't know. I just don't think Stern. Hmm. I I don't know. Are any of you else just like, do you feel the excitement to see the next Stern the way you're excited to see Beetlejuice? Fizzy, what's up, baby? Do you think Stern investors know how inferior and cheap their games are, or do they just see the numbers? Look, investors just want the numbers to be where they want them to be. And Stern investors have had a really good run and they've made a lot of money, but I bet they're not making the margins they want right now, and their overhead is so big. So we'll see. Star Wars doesn't translate on stream. So Spooky Pinball. What have been the rumors this week? Well, congratulations to Don, who's been hired apparently by Spooky. I've had a lot of people hit me up about that. I think people hit me up as if I'm going to be uh, or like upset or disappointed, and it's like anything but that. You can ask Bug and Luke. I was like, I'm glad. Like if Don has good ideas to put into a game, the more the merrier. I don't understand why anyone would be upset by any of this. I think those guys have a really good head on their shoulders, and I think they have a very family friendly, just friendly in general environment that is very inviting and magnetic, and I think it invites people in. And look, Bug and Luke will say to me like, we wish you guys could just get along. And as I always tell them, it's not on my side of the fence. I've tried many, many times to just move past whatever there was, which was so long ago that it's almost comical that there's still an inability for people to just be like, dude, are we cool? Cool. Like, just move on. Like, I don't, that's kind of where I'm at with it. I think you'll see when we get to Expo, Retro Ralph just apparently needs to look me in the eye. Can't wait. All right, we're gonna do that. We're gonna look in the eye, then I guess all's forgiven or somewhat forgiven. But yeah, I'm happy that we're gonna get some excitement in pinball coming from our friends over in Benton, Wisconsin. And I think we're gonna see it. We're gonna see it in this, I think early December. I think Spooky Pinball is usually like a late November, early December kind of reveal. I'm just reading you guys. Ben is doing the code. Yeah, like I don't know. Like they told me that one of my ideas has been implemented into the next game. And I do think it's going to be Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice is a way to turn the game on. I think they're going to have something fun like that. This is a moment. This is a moment in pinball, and I think we've all been waiting for this moment. And I think this is a moment in which passion over profit is going to prevail. And what passion over profit is going to do for the folks at Spooky is it's going to catapult them into the next years of tremendous success. I'm really excited. And I couldn't be happier because I do have a very strong feeling that there will be a Beetlejuice pinball machine as the first ever game in Kaneda's garage. The space is free. I thought it might have been Star Wars. I had a Star Wars LE ordered. I canceled it immediately when I saw the game. I think Beetlejuice will be the game that makes its way into my garage. I am excited for the team over there, for Franchi, for Bug, for Luke. I think this is going to be a moment like no other in terms of wow, like jaw drop, wow, excitement. I think this game is going to sell out faster than anything we've seen sell out in a long, long time. And I think what's going to happen now is a wake up call to David Van Ness. I mean, okay, David, and David listens to my show, and David, I talked to him. Look, there's a reason why they're marketing. Why do you think they're marketing Labyrinth at Expo? Think about that for a minute. Just why do you think they're like marketing Labyrinth at Pinball Expo, the old game? Why do you think? Take one guess why a company like Barrels of Fun needs to market Labyrinth. Mm. Any guesses? They got a new game they need to sell, but they're marketing the old one. Yeah. Wayne, I know you're like become this like Barrels. Did you become like the Barrels fanboy? Wayne, I don't know where you're at, but the flyer yesterday was all about coming to see Labyrinth at Expo. And Wayne, I think the part that Wayne, you selling 4 to 5 dunes in Australia does not change the fact that there are a lot of unsold Labyrinth games, a lot of unsold Dune games, and I think again, you're looking at it through like your little environment, right? Where like there's no supply of anything in Australia, so like kind of everything moves. You sold a container of dunes. How many is that, Wayne? How many is that? Okay. You sold 40 labyrinths. All right. You sold 21 dune machines. They need to sell 1,000, right? Right? Isn't that the 1,000? So that again, when I the okay, we all know this. Dune is a really neat Dune game. Like I've been saying this for a while. It's just not a theme that most people in this demo want. I don't know. I don't know what it's like. Because like when Beetlejuice sells out in 9 minutes, what am I supposed to say? It's going to sell out in 9 minutes. Ian's going to buy one. Dune and Avatar, the movies make money, but no one. Yeah, dude, nobody cares about the new Avatar trailer. Have you seen it? Like nobody cares. If David Van Ness had made Barbie, he would have sold way more. He would have sold way more Barbies than Dune and Labyrinth. Look, I, 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 I always feel this pressure because I'm friends with these dudes, and I understand they're passionate. But how did nobody do market research? I mean, I just put up that poll yesterday. Would you rather have Pokemon or Big Trouble in Little China? I think Big Trouble in Little China is leading the poll. What for you guys saying like I'm like making this up about like let me oh god, this is so annoying. Like why let's see. I want to show you what I'm talking about. If I remember my password to Facebook and I try not to hit this damn cord again. Oh my god. Check your notifications on the oh my god. Where? Where's the notification? Hold on. I'm like, why can't I just log on to my stuff? Try another way. Text me. Oh my god. This the modern world where they text this. Okay, where's the text now? Here we go. All right, let's see if that works. Trust this device. All right. Sorry guys, I'm just want to show you what I'm talking about. Barrels. Yeah, like I mean I'm not making this stuff up. Like this is what I'm talking about. Revisit the game that started it all. I mean, like I know I'm being a little bit of a facetious jerk at times. I'm purposely being sarcastic, but revisit the game that started it all in 2 weeks. Like I don't understand. Like this is literally what I I mean I get I mean I get they're going as a new audience. I don't understand. Like start at what? What did it start? They've got they got maybe like a couple hundred they need to sell. I I don't get it. And then like we get into this stuff, right? Like this is the part that like again, I'm not I don't mean to be a jerk, but like I work in comms. Don't tell me you have a hit game that didn't even sell out. In 2 weeks, we'll have our inaugural hit game, Jim Henson's Labyrinth. How is it a hit game? You didn't even sell. You know what? And then the thing is, like, when I call David, you know what he always says? He's like, "Oh, well, Chris, we only thought we were going to sell 500. Then why didn't you just release 500? You can't say it did better than you thought, but then you offered like 1,200 of them, and then you had to reel that back. People forget this. Wasn't it 1,200 was the initial? Then they realized they weren't going to hit that. Then it was 1,000, and now they've still maybe only sold 850. So, like, is that a hit? Is that a hit? David, I'm reading this. Like, you're here. How, like, what, it's, did Labyrinth sell out? I got you right here, David. Did Labyrinth sell out? Okay. How many more are there to be sold? I'm going to see you in 2 weeks, by the way. We're going to get a beer. And you're going to, okay, 75 left. Okay. That began the immersive pinball journey all our games take players on. Okay. David, I love you and I'm pulling your chain, and thank you for showing up. Look, I'll just give you some advice. And David, this is everybody. When when talking about yourself, and I got this advice once from the editor in chief of Wired magazine, really smart guy, great friend of mine, Joe Brown. He said the biggest mistake that companies make is when they use adjectives and hyperbole to describe their own products in their communication. Don't tell me your product's a hit. I'll tell you if it's a hit. Don't tell me it's exciting and it's, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I get this is pinball marketing, so it's a little bit different. It's a little bit different. Um, but yes, I understand in David's company's positioning, it's a hit for them because it did better than they expected. I'm going to give you that, David, and I'm going to stop screen sharing. But But yeah, so 75 more labyrinths to be sold. I know you won't tell me how many more dunes you need to sell. Um, and David, next time, market research the theme. It's that simple. Look, Stern Pinball passed on Beetlejuice, and we're about to witness a Beetlejuice feeding frenzy. Now, look, to play devil's advocate a little bit, the reason why the frenzy around Beetlejuice will be so significant is that only 999 will ever be made. If Stern released Beetlejuice and offered all three trims and thousands of premiums, you're not going to get the same, you know, unfortunately for Stern, nothing they release now feels special, and everything immediately on day one is a mass-produced item that will never be hard to get. And David, and I mean this, David, Franchi, Bug, all you guys with boutique companies, the rock is yours. The ball is in your court. You guys are what people want now because you're the only companies that can actually have a volume of game that will forever be in demand if you get it right. Unfortunately for Stern, they literally destroyed all of their LE buyers, and the LE games are now the biggest losses in the history of pinball. And they completely got greedy. And I go back to it. I'll go back to it again. When they charged $20,000 for James Bond's 60th, that was the middle finger moment to every single person who had helped Stern Pinball be successful over the years. Charging $20,000 for James Bond's 60th, you don't get to walk that back. You can't walk it back. And it shows you what's in the heart of that company from a marketing standpoint. They thought you were so stupid that you would spend $20,000 on a single level game that it plays all right, but it looks like crap. It's like literally that game looks so cheap, and the bomb on that game, and they know it, is so cheap. And then they want to go and charge you $20,000. And so they can't walk it back. They can't walk it back. And then they lied to everybody who bought one that they were going to have the exclusive James Bond topper. Exclusive. Oh, no, we didn't mean exclusive. We meant exclusively signed by Keith Elwin. No, that's not what any of your press materials said. And they have yet to apologize for any of those shenanigans. And you know what? Only Canada calling them out on it left and right all the time. Calling them out on it. Nobody else. Nobody else. Chris, how long do you think it takes to develop a game, including securing the IP? Well, David, my guess is from soup to nuts, the development cycle on a pin, depending on what the theme is and the licensing issues, I would say 2 to 3 years, depending on the complexities of the license. So, it depends, because some licenses you might get the IP, but then you have to chase down all the actors individually to get their rights. So that's the deal with the Matrix, by the way. So Jersey Jack has the Matrix license. Everybody knows this. This is not a secret. Jersey Jack has the Matrix license, but the Wachowskis will give you the IP of the Matrix, but then you've got to go individually contract all of the actors, which is a nightmare. And, Larry Fishburne or Bourne might not want to do it. So, you're probably never going to see a Matrix game. Christopher Franchi, I'm starting work on games for 2027 and 2028. Yeah, and I mean, Christopher Franchi, I'm buying those games in 2027 and 2028. Franchi's art is the best art for pinball. It's just that simple. It's the best art for pinball because it takes the iconic visual representation of the theme and it serves it back to you in an even better way that is recognizable and enhanced. There's been a lot of beautiful machines out in the world. Nothing tops Batman SLE. Nothing. Nothing. Top to bottom, top to bottom, that game, you know. Do I regret selling mine? Yeah, I do. But I had my fun for it for 2 years. It's not even about the money. It's just a beautiful game. Now, the thing is, like, Evil Dead, I think, is equally as beautiful now. And I think that it's just beginning. I think he's just getting started now. I think he's in the right place with the right people who have given him the right motivation and inspiration. And I think he wants to bury those people back at Stern. Like, angry people change the world. I think Franchi is gonna like drive a stake through the people that like didn't know how to work with him. And you know, like I could see it all those years. He tried to reconcile, and they literally were. You know, they always kind of gave him like, "Yeah, we'll do your podcast, but we're never gonna let you back." Now he doesn't. Now he doesn't need to go back. And not only that, now he's going to attack your sales, and you're going to feel it. And Stern's going to feel it. It's great. It's great. Hector, I mean, Ghostbusters is gorgeous. Ghostbusters is still Zombie Yeti's finest LE. Absolutely. But there's just been too much since then that doesn't look as good. Yeah. It's 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 exactly what everybody wants to hear Bugs say is they're excited. Do you hear anybody at Stern saying they're excited for the next 3 games? They can't wait for you to see them. I mean, point me in the direction where someone at Stern Pinball is saying to us, the community, we're so excited about our next 3 titles. We can't wait for you to see them. Is anyone saying that anywhere? The new CMO, has he, like, even after I called him out for, like, has he said hi to you? Has Stern's new chief marketing officer said hi to you once? As a community, has he come out from whatever he's trying to do, sell more games to Gen Z kids or people in China? Like, has he said hi? My name is, I'm the new Stern chief marketing officer. I want to hear from you. I've been here for about 6 months, a year. I want to listen to what we're doing right. I want to listen to what we're doing wrong. And I want to make an impact on this organization. And I need your help because you all have made this company so great all these years. Has he said that to you? That's the first thing I would have said to you. I would have said, hey, I'm sorry I threw a drink in Tim Sexton's face. I'm happy he's no longer here. Let's get down to business. I know some of you love me, some of you hate me, but as Stern's new chief marketing officer, you know, I've been a blowhard for 12 years in this industry. I know this industry very well from the community standpoint, from a collector standpoint. And all I ask of everyone is this: give me a chance to make some moves here that I think you're all going to appreciate. And I think that's all I want to ask of you. You're not going to see me podcast. You're not going to see me on Facebook Live. I'm going to be behind the scenes a little bit, and we're going to make some awesome moves. And you're going to see them over the next year. Now, it might take a year to get some of the old decisions out of the system, but that's what our commitment is to each and every one of you. We were very excited to see competition raise the bar, but nobody's going to punch like we're going to punch in this hobby. Where's that? Where's that talk? Where's that swagger? John Borg doesn't even want to promote his own game. You spent like a year or two making a Star Wars game you're not even proud of. They could have had me. And they could have had me for probably a lot less money than I make right now, because this is what pinball does to people. It makes you feel like I love it so much. I love talking about it so much. I love being involved in it. And I think when you actually get hired in it and you get close to the sun, I think you stop loving it. I mean, look what it did to Jack Danger. I mean, we saw we physically saw what it did to Jack Danger. The most positive, amazing ambassador for this sport. Now that's a problem. Like Stern Pinball has a problem. Like the way they operate is breaking the people that it should be inspiring. You know what I'm saying? Like when a company breaks a man who clearly could be the future of your organization, both from an external standpoint and an internal standpoint, Jack Danger's like kind of got it all. Like he's got the design skills, he's got the look and the of what you want. Is Don a paid employee of I don't know if they're paying Don or not. I don't know if Spooky's on here. Um, I don't know. I mean, if you are a paid employee of a company, it does make the podcasting difficult, maybe impossible. It's like, is Nate Shivers still doing like the Stern podcast? Like, I don't know. I never hear anybody talk about or sharing Stern's podcast. Is that still happening? I remember when Ken was doing the JJP podcast. It's just like you just kind of lose it. Like, I don't think a company should have a podcast. I don't. I think they should join podcasts, but I don't think they should have their own. Don just moved to Benton. He's not an employee at all, but hangs with the boys. No, did he really move to Benton, Frenchie? From where was he? Like he moved houses? I don't. Wow. Okay, cool. I'm so jealous of the property values in Benton, Wisconsin. Are you serious? He bought Charlie's old house. Is it? That's crazy. Did he buy all of Charlie's Corvettes or just the house? Look, I guarantee you, my little meager $1.5 million house here would get me a lot more there. Gang, it's crazy. Just going like in my town, man. These houses like 3 million, 4 million, 5 million, left and right. On the waterfront, you're talking 20 million. You go to New Canaan, forget it. Then you go even further to Greenwich, you're talking $100 million homes. There's like this strip I drive by where every home is like 60 million, just one after another. And this is why I'm like, like I'm happy with my life. I'm happy with what we have. And I really don't know what people did to make all that money. I think I'm assuming you're either like a doctor, a lawyer, or finance. Like there's no other way. Cause like these people didn't invent anything. Like they didn't make a product that made money for the most. I think a lot of them just made money off of the markets, which is how the rest of us make money. And I don't hate it. I love being in a town where my house is going to just keep going up in value. Like that's where I want to be. I want my kids to grow up in a great village. Because in the end of the day, when you're in a good location, that's all that matters. It's all that matters. We're all going to be in the same schools. We're all going to be at the same restaurants. We're all going to be walking down the same streets, and we're all going to die, and we're all going to have fun together. Like in some of these towns, like, you get those D-bags that are always trying to find out how much money you have and brag about their vacations and their homes in Aspen. I'm like, that's cool. I got a beautiful Irish wife and 2 kids that are happy and healthy. I've got a Dodge Demon and 1 pinball machine, and I don't really need any more. I really don't. I kind of just want money to give my kids the opportunity to travel to things, to go to Disney World more often. Like that's what I want money for. I don't need like a $20 million home with 2 people in it. Don is Dr. Pinball is a hobby and He actually buys games. So down south pinball. Down south pinball. I know you're insulting me right now because you're blocked on my Facebook page, and you always insult me, and you keep saying that because I don't buy pinball machines, I'm somehow an invalid voice of this hobby. I don't know who you are. I'm not sure why you always come hang out in my places to continually insult me, but I'll just say this, brother. I wish you and your family nothing but health and happiness in life. But let me just ask you a favor. You don't like me, leave. Just leave. Just leave. Nobody is excited by your presence. And I guess what I don't think it's healthy, brother, to go hang out with people you don't like. Like you literally all you ever do is insult me and say I don't buy games. Okay, I could go buy where do you want me to put my games? Where do you want me to put them? And I'm glad I don't buy all these games because I'm making money. I'm making money, bro. I don't want to lose $3,000 to $4,000 on these games. But yeah, these guys are funny. I mean, it's like, it's like, bro, bro, there's a reason why. The reason it's just funny, man. These dudes. All right, hold on. Yeah, like a lot of people, man. Well, look, the thing about it's weird to say like I buy games, so I'm what? What? I mean, look, Don was buying. You know how much money Don has lost buying games, and don't like because he bought like John Wick LE, bro. Like again, like I think he's learned a lesson too. Is that all right? Maybe running in to buy all these LEs was pointless. There's no fame in pinball, man. Nobody's famous. Let me just go get some more coffee. Hold on. No, like I legit always wonder like what makes people triggered by Canada so much. Hold on. More coffee. It's so beautiful out. Oh, yo, do we have any like? Can I ask you guys a question? And I mean this. Do we have any like doctors? Are there any like any doctors or like chiropractors or anybody? I just have for the last like month, and I think it's because I'm like right here, right here, like right on my back of my hip. This pain right there. It's right here, and it's just chronic now, and I don't know what to do. I think I might be like sleeping on it weird, or like the way I sit in it. I don't know what's going on, and it's not. It's. I think it's because I wear shoes without enough arches. I don't know what. Getting old sucks. It sucks. It's not a kidney stone. Does Kay have more than one pinball machine yet? No. I have Guns N' Roses. Do you wear a wallet in your back pocket? No. Tendonitis. Yeah, I think I need to get that, Alex, because I think like when you get like the nerve, it just won't. And like definitely when I take some pain medication, it knocks it out a little bit. It's a tumor. Yeah, I know I was gonna get butt jokes. Um, yeah, I don't know. Well, I was thinking it might be from driving the Toyota long distances. I think, when I get in and out of that Toyota, I feel the pain there from like, the manual transmission and using the left leg for the clutch. Have you seen the Big Trouble playfield or gameplay? BJ? What's BJ? BJ. Beetlejuice? No, I haven't seen Beetlejuice. Hey guys, I sold a friend his first loin yesterday. The joints. Yeah, bad lower disc, crushing nerves to leg. I I definitely think it's like a nerve thing. Who do I go to that? Who do I go to a chiropractor or a general like, who should I go see for this? Because I wanna get it treated. 'Cause I it's just annoying. A physical therapist, a massage therapist, yoga. Um, alright. Is that covered by insurance? Go see alright, acupuncture. I love all these alright, I'm gonna get it taken care of this winter. Uh, Other than that, I feel fine. Other than this chronic pain in my lower left hip area, I feel great. How you guys doing? Just in general, how you guys doing overall? I I think, like, what annoys people is that I recommend people not to buy pinball machines unless the game is really worth it, unless the game makes you happy, and unless you see the value in the game. Yes, I tend to lean in the territory of I don't think you need more in life to be happy. I don't think you need to buy more things to be happy. I don't think a lot of stuff is elevating the pinball hobby creatively. I don't think 4 games a year by Stern is very sustainable at these prices. I also think we're seeing a lack of creativity when you're dividing your talent up so much like they do at Stern. And again, I just think there's an ignorance to where modern pinball is. And having covered the hobby for 12 years, I think I have a decent amount of a perspective, if you will, on where pinball has arrived at after COVID. I mean, it used to be a hobby where everybody won. Everybody won. Like you got into it, you played your games, you had fun. Operators were making money. Games were not that much money to operate. If you bought it for your home and you moved it on, you weren't losing much money. In fact, you probably got your money back or you made a few $1,000s. And now it's the complete opposite. You buy 4 Stern LEs and you've lost $13,000 in a year. Can't say that, Canada. Please don't come to Pinball Expo, Canada. Manufacturers don't want you there, Canada. I love the new video mode in Evil Dead. I saw that. I was watching it. Like creativity, campiness, creativity. It's not just the video mode, it's the old school TV surrounding it. Details, details, details. It's awesome. Like the same thing. I love the video mode in Jaws. I love the Jaws, the whole like 8-bit Jaws mode they put into that game. We need more of this. Do you have the new Guns N' Roses? The new Guns N' Roses what? Pinball machine, Dean? Yeah, yeah. I mean, yes, it's like the worst get. Yes, I have the Jersey Jack GNR. Hector, do you keep I think I'm like I think your messages keep getting let me see if I can turn off moderation. Oh no, did I just yeah, I think it keeps moderating you, Hector. Hold on. It's annoying. I don't know why. Is it the heart? I don't know where it is at. It's something here. Cancel. All right. All right, hold on. Go see Dr. Don. Yeah, like gang, the world the world's really expensive and everyone now is just kind of I I look, things are what they are. I don't I try not to I look at the world and I look at everything and the older I get, the less excited I get about the things that don't truly matter. And as I, get towards 50 and I think about, well, what really matters to me is quality time with family and friends. and seeing as much of this beautiful earth as I can, maximizing the amount of times I can feel free and feel at peace and feel true happiness. I don't think $15,000 pinball machines deliver on that. Now, what I do think pinball delivers on is community, friendship, love, conversation, and connection. And that is why pinball is always going to be worth it. But it's also why you don't need to buy games to experience those things. Once you truly understand, you got to remember that 99% of people on the planet don't even understand that there are objectives in a pinball machine. They just walk up to it and just flail. So once you get what it's all about and you've experienced it and you then it's to me it's just fun to observe it all and connect with people and discuss it and play it and have opinions about it. But this whole notion that we need to keep buying games to keep these companies in business and fill your homes with more stuff. And I know I can speak from experience. I've collected many things. I collected arcade games, I collected Transformers toys, I collected Street Fighter 2 action figures, I've collected Gucci clothes, I've collected um, everything that I've bought never really filled much of any of the voids of my life that my wife and children fill. And none of the things I bought have ever left an indelible experience like my trip to Santorini with Brenda, like my honeymoon in Japan, like bringing Killian to Disney World for the first time. And so as I think about where to spend money. And I have a pinball machine I love. You have many you love. I'm gonna get Beetlejuice. I know I'm gonna love it. I don't need to keep absorbing more. And I think what's kind of always made me feel very proud as the world's most subscribed to pinball podcaster, more subscribers than all the other shows combined. Think about that for a minute. And I'm the only one who doesn't keep buying every single game. I'm the only one that doesn't go deep into like rule sets. So why is it? Why is it the success of Canada's Pinball Podcast and the topic, which is always pinball related, but we're getting to a layer that's more meaningful, more impactful, and more honest and more real. And I love it. And I love that you hang out here every Saturday morning and I have this extended family. I feel blessed. I feel blessed. I feel like Robin did me the greatest favor ever when he banned me from Pinside 12 years ago. Will you sell GNR for Beetlejuice? No, I'm not. I look, the thing about GNR, gang, it's just you have no idea the nightmare it was getting it up the stairs. I just worry about moving it out and ever moving anything else up there. It was like literally a nightmare. Um, I also love Guns N' Roses. I as a band, GNR will always be to me, GNR will always be looked at with fondness. It will. And because here's what'll happen. You're just never gonna get another music pin like Guns N' Roses ever. And you're never gonna get like a concert in a box the way they did GNR ever again. And I know that it's doesn't shoot great, and I know that there's issues with the game, but there is a level of beauty to that game that I just enjoy walking by it every day. I really do. I love the fact that you can just put it in jukebox mode and I could pour some whiskeys and see an entire Guns N' Roses concert, with this amazing light show coming from this incredible work of art. That makes me happy as a GNR fan. I never thought we'd see a pinball experience like that. I don't I don't like Iron Maiden as much as Guns N' Roses. Yeah, of course, Iron Maiden is a better shooting pinball machine, but again, gang, you put Iron Maiden next to Guns N' Roses, it looks like it costs half as much money. I'm tired of Stern's cheapness. I just have to be honest. I Stern makes the nicest like $7,500 LEs. I'm going to be candid here. Stern machines look cheap, and I'm tired of being told that I need to accept this cheap looking platform at twice the price now that it used to be. They do not look any better. They don't look any better than they did when they were $6,500. So like, I'm tired. I'm tired of Stern apologists. I'm tired of this platform that hasn't evolved enough. I'm just tired of it. Stern games look like Tinker Toys next to Jersey Jack games. And now that Jersey Jack games shoot well, and now that Jersey Jack games are going to have great themes, and now that Jersey Jack's got Steve Ritchie with like flow, I'm tired. It's no comparison. Harry Potter makes King Kong look like a $5,000 game. Okay, so JC said Jaws Anniversary, Metallica Remastered, Elvira Blood Red. Don't yeah, those games I will say look good. But they could look so much better. Imagine if JJP made Jaws. Imagine if JJP made Metallica. It would just look so much better. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I don't know. I don't know. Look, I I I don't want to feel this way about Stern anymore. I'm getting tired of feeling this way about Stern. They need to up their game. They need to up their game. You know what's great about all this, though? We all have different opinions. Nobody's opinion is wrong here. Nobody's opinion is not valid. I love hearing people tell me they don't like Guns N' Roses. I don't want to live in a world in which everybody likes Guns N' Roses. I don't want to live in a world in which everybody likes Iron Maiden. I don't want to live in a world in which, people just universally like one thing or the other. I think it's good to have disagreements. It's good to have different opinions. As long as we articulate and treat each other with respect, I think it's good. Yeah. So, and maybe it's not respectful for me to call anyone who buys the Star Wars LE a dummy, but you are a dummy. Because why wouldn't you just buy it for 10 in like a month? It's gonna be 10 G's in a month. Why would you buy a Star Wars LE right now? Wait, how rich do you have to be to just flush $3,000 down the toilet? But people like rich people usually want to buy low and sell high. So that's what I don't get. I've been on a Stern tour. I've had so many Stern tours. I've had George Gomez, Seth and Gary, like private tour. I respect what they do. But in the end, I don't care about all that if what they're cranking out is Star Wars. Mm-mm. All for nothing. Pins are terrible investments now. They're terrible. I mean, they just are. I don't look at any of this stuff like investments. Again, I look at it like, to me, it's about not a financial investment. It's just like, where do you want to invest your time? You know what I'm saying? Like, you guys like every week, many of you invest your time in hanging out here. I appreciate that. And look, this is, you know this, like this hour and a half is more exciting than playing an hour and a half of Star Wars pinball. I mean that. I 100%. And you would feel it too. If you played Star Wars pinball for an hour and a half, you would, yeah, after a while, you'd be like, you'd be frustrated with the tight shots. You'd be like over it. This is more entertaining than that. And this is free. I mean, other than your internet connection, this is free. So I can entertain you in the, in the world of pinball. I can provide more entertainment than a lot of Stern machines for 90 minutes. And I keep money in your pocket. I encourage you to go use that money for better, more meaningful parts of life. And that's why we have most of the subscribers. That's why we have most of the, we have a consistent subscriber base that is bigger than all the other shows. And look, people have copied my formula. They go live. They do that. Before me doing this, man, nobody was doing this. Do people forget this? Like, people were not going live like Canada. People were not doing this like off the cuff, no show notes. This is how it is. It's fun like this. It takes some real mental health issues to do this on a weekly basis. I'm kidding. I'm looking forward to seeing Rachel and Kale in Chicago. I wasn't able to get like a bigger omakase. I'm sorry, gang. I can't even talk. I couldn't get like a larger omakase like moment for us because it just like the places are just stupid. So I was only able to get a table for a seat at the bar for 4. And I haven't had really good omakase in a while. So I'll just tell you who's going to be at this table. It's Kale, Rachel, and Melvin Williams and me. Friday night, 5:30 seating. So you're not going to see me at the show. Probably going to be a 2-hour dinner. It's about 35 minutes away from Expo. And then, but I come in Thursday morning at like 8 a.m. So you have me all day Thursday, all day Friday night dinner, boom, and then all night Friday, and then I'm out like noon or something on Saturday. So I look forward to seeing everybody there. It's in 2 weeks. The kids are coming home. Let me just conclude this Saturday morning spectacular part 2 by saying thank you for hanging out here every week. Thank you to everyone who subscribes to Canada's Pinball Podcast. Thank you to everyone who ups their subscription. And it's a good time. And I think this is just going to be more fun as we head into Beetlejuice, as we see Raza coming. I love what I'm seeing with Raza. Back to the Future, man. I'm hearing a lot of good stuff. Barry's never going to be able to make it though. Like he's going to be making the game for 6 years. Like Melvin and I remember, like he's going to be making the game for 6 years. Like he has no plan how to up the manufacturing capacity of Dutch. Like, I don't understand how he's going to do it. We'll see what he does. But it is a beautiful day here in Connecticut. My best friend, one of my best friends in the world, is getting married today in New York City. So we are going in. He got so lucky with the weather. I wish each and every one of you a happy Saturday, and your families and your kids. Enjoy your pinball machines. And we'll be back here next week. And more episodes of Canada's Pinball Podcast coming this week as well. Everybody have a great Saturday. Ichigo Ichi. Dwell in the present. Live for now. Congratulations to all my friends in the manufacturing space. You get it done. David Van Ness, thanks for hanging out. And we'll be back soon. All right. Let's shut it down here on YouTube first. All right. There we go.